For more latest news from the sports multiverse, please like, share, and subscribe The Bridge and hit the bell icon to never miss a notification.
Welcome to the show, Heena. Just to begin the conversation, I'll start with a simple question. How was your morning today?
I couldn't sleep the whole night. Even though I went to bed early, but I couldn't sleep the whole night. But when I did, I just overslept and I woke up at 7 and I just jumped out of bed and realized that I've overslept. Otherwise, I was getting up at 5 every day. Yeah. So first thing I did was go online, and the first thing I saw, Manu and Saurabh storm into qualification round 2. I said, okay, but by now finals would have also started. So why is there no news about qualification 2? So then I went on the Olympics website and saw the scores, and they were still fighting. So I was looking at the screen and brushing my teeth. But by then, in some time, in 5-10 minutes only, I realized that it's not going to happen. Yeah. And I got a call from 2-3 people who didn't understand the rules about the mixed team event, and they were saying, "Arey, but medal to pakka ho gaya." I said, "No, this is not how it's done.
Exactly.
You have to be in the top 4 in qualification round 2."
Yeah.
So that's how my morning was.
Yeah. So, we all saw your tweet in the morning, right? Where you mentioned clearly that you were disappointed with the performances. And especially it was Manu's performance, which was a little below par, we could say. So yes. What is your take on that, if you could elaborate just?
Plain and simple, she couldn't handle the pressure. And this is something that, facing the pressure once, she should have been a little better prepared to understand what she would face. And when I looked at the screen and actually saw the target, I saw some red flags in qualification round 1 only. The second series that she shot, the group was very scattered. So that's not a good sign. But then, a one-off series can happen. But when I saw qualification round 2 and analyzed the group, it was scattered again. So I think she started fumbling a little bit in qualification round 1 only, but it wasn't that visible. But then by round 2, she was all over the place and she shot a lot of 8s. That's what really dented the performance. Had all those 8s been even 9, she would have been they would have been in the final. I just feel bad for Saurabh because he's such a good player, such a calm athlete and talented, and he actually applied all the tools that he had, and to come empty-handed from the Olympics, it's very sad.
Yeah. So I'll just come to Saurabh's point later because I have a few pointers in my mind regarding that. But talking about the first round of qualification, the stage 1, they topped the qualification mostly because of Saurabh. And we saw that in the stage 2, the Koreans, they couldn't qualify. Even the Americans, they missed out, right? Only the 2 Chinese...
No, but Americans have never been good at this event.
Okay.
Americans are good in trap and skeet. And some rifle events, but in pistol, no.
Okay. But we saw the Koreans missing out. There were a few European countries and there were 2 Chinese teams, right?
Yes.
So we had a clear possibility of making it to the medal round.
If about that, this is something that I have been looking out for since mixed team events started. The competition is in China. And those are the people we don't see. That's main competition. I was rooting for Koreans also to do well in the mixed team event. But after seeing their individual performance, I had mentally written them off. But I also knew that they could come back with a vengeance. They have the talent. They have the big names like Jin Jong-ho. But mostly I was looking at the Russians and one-off team here and there. See, India is the only country which has got two teams, and maybe China and Korea.
Yeah.
But one-off team of all these Korean countries, of these European countries, even one team is like damn strong.
Yeah.
So I was rooting for Ukraine. I was looking out for the Russians, Serbia, Damir and Arunovic. They're both good players, and they can give a tough fight to anyone on a good day. So I don't know. People always said that India has the best chance. India is right there. We are world rank 1.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was always discounting it by say 20-25% because Chinese and Koreans were the ones they had not been up against. So, but still, I never expected this performance. If your performance is right, everything else is okay. The outcome is not a problem. The problem is the performance.
Yeah, you have seen Manu up close, right? And you have competed together at multiple tournaments. You have been playing alongside her at multiple tournaments. And people say many things about her mentality, that she's restless and she only performs if she wants to perform, stuff like that, right? So, what do you think? And you talked about not being able to handle the pressure. So, what do you think her mentality would have been like heading into today's event, especially after last day's misfortune where her gun had malfunctioned?
See, honestly, I don't know her that well. I don't know her that well. I have always been doing my thing, and she's been doing her thing. And shooting as a sport is like that. Everybody is working on their own individual performance with their own coaches. And because she was a junior, she was assigned to a different coach. They used to go to different matches. And a lot of seniors were not there for those matches, so I never got to really talk to her. And honestly, her coach had told her not to talk to anyone. So for 2-3 years, she has been sort of been alone, not really talked to anyone, and not a nice place to be in for an athlete. And when the coach is telling you that this guy is not good, that guy is not good, so we always also felt that if we go and talk to her, the coach might get angry or she may not like it. So yeah, I don't know her that well. So coming back to your question about how she would have handled the whole thing, about what happened in her individual match, I just got to know from the people that were there that she was devastated, and she tried to give a tough fight throughout the match. That we saw that match, she fought back, and she was devastated. Everybody saw her crying also after the match. And looking at her performance today, I can tell you that she got affected a lot by it, because she was not able to pull herself today. So I think this is going to be one of those incidents which is going to be first for her, and how she handles it from here on, her shooting from here on, is going to be something to look out for.
Yeah, you spoke about her coach, how she has been only with one coach through her initial years, right? And at the Olympics, that coach wasn't there. So do you think that had some kind of an effect on her confidence going into the Olympics?
She actually asked for it. She was the one to ask for it. She was not okay with that coach, how he was treating her. And he had been like not a good influence for her since the past few months, and she was suffering. And we all saw how he wrote that personal message that she sent him on his shirt, and was parading around during the World Cup in front of all the SAI officials, in front of NRA officials. It was not a healthy thing to see, from a man of his age who has a daughter, the age of Manu. So that was the first red flag which was visible to the federation. Manu, her father, had told the federation that we do not want to work with him. So options were given to her. They first tried to work it out with Jaspal and Manu and make sure that they can work together. A lot of meetings happened between the two. They made the federation try to sort it out, because yes, that changing anything at the last moment doesn't make any difference, doesn't make any sense. So things were done, but still it didn't happen. And she was the one who said that she has worked with every other coach in the team before, and maybe even had a talk with them. But see, understand that if you have kept someone aloof from everybody, right, for years, 2 3 years, not even let them talk to those people. So she never had that rapport with any other coach and whom she could have gone to in this time. And I don't know why, but she said that I am open to trying things with Ronak Pandit. So that was her call and her father's call. So her father also called Ronak 2 3 times and they discussed things. And only when the go ahead was given by the shooter herself was Ronak appointed. So the thing is that we are all sitting here and talking, giving our versions of the story. But the thing is that we have to hear it from Manu's mouth. But we can't disturb her right now. I think when the third match will be over, after her sports pistol will be over, and after she will be done with all the madness around her, we can, the journalists, the media can ask her really what happened.
True. At this moment, we are just speculating about what might have happened, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So I'm telling you what I saw. I'm telling you from someone who's close to Ronak, and I know what has been happening. But what actually happened to her at her end, how she suffered or didn't suffer, or what went through her mind, that is something she will have to tell everyone.
yeah, true. And also on this point, talking about how the fans have reacted, and I'm not talking about the sports fans in general who follow Olympics just once a year. I'm talking about fans like us, like who actually follow the Olympic cycle, right? And their opinions have been divided. Some are saying that, okay, she's young, so the pressure got to her. But again, another counter point is that many other countries, athletes, there have been athletes who are winning medals at 15, 17, 18 years of age, right? So why can't we? What is your take? Like, is there something lacking that we send our athletes saying that, okay, they are young, let's have them have the experience now, maybe next time they'll do better? Is that
See,
how it's perceived?
yeah, I don't want to talk about the age part, because like you rightly said, we can always give that excuse. Say tomorrow if Manu's scores fall and or Saurabh's score falls and they are not able to go for the second Olympics, we'll have another 19-year-old and we will say the same story. So we can't keep mollycoddling ourselves and telling ourselves they are only 19. They're not, yes, they're 19, but they are not, junior athletes. I wouldn't call them just because they're 19, they're under 20. So ISSF ke rules ke hisab se they're junior. No, they have been shooting senior scores. They have been going to senior World Cups. They have the potential. They have the talent. There's nothing wrong. And like you said,
and they have beaten all these athletes who were in today's event, right? At the
not
World
all
Cups.
the athletes.
Like,
No, not all the
not
athletes.
the Chinese
but,
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, not the Chinese, not the Koreans, and some of them who didn't come for most of the World Cups. But they have shown scores, and all we needed was scores. आपके against चाहे भगवान भी खड़ा है. If Bhagwan is shooting 590 and you're shooting 591, you've beaten God. It's as simple as that in shooting. So we need scores, which they didn't deliver. Saurabh did to some extent, but most the others did not. And I'm not saying it for Manu, I'm saying it for everyone, even for the rifle team. So they didn't deliver over there. What needs to be done is we need to work a lot on pressure training, simulation training, there is no point in spending money and going to every World Cup match in the world. I think we are the only country who give full attendance at every match which is put on ISSF calendar. It is not required. Look at China. They have been doing this for ages now. One simple funda they have, like they take care of their athletes and they let them go out and just win the medal, and then they come back and keep preparing again. We do not, I think we do not have a very good uh, understanding of which battles to pick up and where to just train for the big war. That is what is lacking. This is something we can look into. And yes, there has to be accountability on the coach's part itself. This is something I have been saying for 2-3 years. Now we have reached a point where there is such a big pool of talent, such a big pool, that if Jitu Rai didn't perform, let's have Saurabh, let's have Abhishek. Why didn't we add them along with Jitu Rai? Why did they replace him? This story could very well be the repeat of Jitu Rai's story. Jitu also went on giving a similar performance in the last Olympics. And what happened to that poor guy in the next 4 years? If we don't take care of Saurabh now, what is stopping from the same story repeating? So there has to be accountability from the coach's side also. We keep repeating and shuffling the team, getting new talent, but अभी आपको ये 10 लोग दिए गए हैं. What have you done with these 10 people?
So मैं आने ही वाला था उस पे कि talking about the future of Saurabh, लेकिन उसके पहले I'll just touch on the pressure point which you also mentioned, right? So you were talking about the pressure of Olympics, right? Because World Cups में तो वो लोग perform करते हैं, and it's just the pressure. Why it is there? Because they have set the expectations, they have set those high goals with those high scores, and they have been performing at those World Cups, winning all those medals. Then what's the use of winning all those medals at World Cups? Because people have been saying, right, that क्या होगा वर्ल्ड कप जीतने अगर आप ओलंपिक्स में जाके परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाते, अगर आप ओलंपिक्स का प्रेशर नहीं ले पाते. So
yeah, I agree with you.
Like as fans who follow Olympic calendar, the Olympic cycle, is it not our right to have those expectations from them who have been doing well over the last 2-3 years, that they will go and do something for the country?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. World Cups happen 4 times a year. Olympics happen once in 4 years. No importance is literally attached to World Cups. There's a lot of importance attached to Olympic Games. This is something that our juniors were not mentally prepared for. They thought that Olympics is going to be same story as a World Cup or a Commonwealth Games. It's not. It is not. And I'm sorry to say that the coaches were aware of it. All these coaches have been to the Olympics. They know what Olympic pressure is. And I don't know how many of them actually cracked their athletes in the training. Did Manu or Saurabh or 11L or all of these people face the similar kind of pressure in their training? If not, we can't expect them to face it and come out stronger. Your trainings have to be hard, like really, really hard. All these things that are happening to them in the match, they should have gone through it 10, 20, 15 times, day in and day out. We now know that the World Cup is not bringing out that pressure. So some imagination is required from the coaching side to create scenarios, to use what if situations and prepare them.
Yeah, in today's presser, like Manu said something that really got me interested, or that drew my attention, that it doesn't matter if you believe, like she said something on those lines, that I think I tried too hard, and that is why maybe I did not perform well. So can that be a reason, that trying too hard and not being able to perform because of that? What do you think?
I don't know what exactly she said, just by taking your word at the face value. So I'm putting my neck out and giving a comment. Um, it see, if she thinks that she tried too hard and that's why she couldn't deliver, maybe that was the wrong kind of effort she was putting in. She was trying to put up a score. That's what I was tweeting about. You cannot think about the score, and you have to think about the process, what you have been doing, how to shoot a good shot, what is the essence of a good shot. That's it. It's you, your gun, your target. Olympics and everything else around it is a different story. It's you, your gun, and your target. And
Saurabh said the
how,
same thing in the presser. Like it's just
yes,
yeah. Ki
yeah,
target hai, gun hai, range hai, it's the same thing. What's
you need to be very sure about your technique. You need to be very sure about your strengths and the essence of the shot. It has to be right. But if you're putting in the hard work to put up a score, oh my god, I need to put up a score of 190. That is the hard work I'm doing. That will never give you result. In fact, you will be punished. You will be punished on the range for even trying to shoot with that mentality. It is the process. And there's one more thing that I would like to say here, that your if you're doing the right kind of training, your scores in training would drop. If you are shooting world level scores in training and your matches are a little lower than your training, that means your training is not giving you the results you're looking for. जब तक आप होमवर्क में भी ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट होमवर्क नहीं करते, तब तक भी आप एग्जाम में जाके वो क्वेश्चंस का आंसर नहीं दे पाएंगे. यू हैव टू increase the level one step further, and do all the mistakes in training. But if your training scores are so high and you're just thinking that it will be repeated, it will not be repeated. You have to literally find ways to break yourself down, break your technique down, and then rebuild it every day. That's what good training is.
I really liked how you put it, how you put the analogy that will make like the layman will understand it easier, right? How you put it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Now, as you was talking about Saurabh and his future, right? We have seen that in 2 qualifications he topped in individuals and in mixed. And then he almost single-handedly made the top 8 in the mixed team. Like he brought it to 7th, right? If he was not there, we wouldn't even have finished on 7th today in the second stage. But in the past, as you said, that we have seen many of these shooting gems, if we could say them, they have been unable to recover from a disaster of an Olympics, be it Jeetu, as you mentioned, or Ranjan Sodhi. So, and on the other hand, we have seen Abhinav Bindra who went the other way. So, how do you think Saurabh should react? How should he just take it? Should he take it in his stride and just look ahead, or what should he do?
Okay, so one thing I would like to say here is everybody keeps talking about Abhinav's performance, about what he did on that certain day. But that performance didn't come on that certain day. It came in those 4 years, what he did. So if you look at his roadmap, he picked up his matches very selectively. He knew exactly where he wanted to go and test himself, test his technique. Other than that, he was just working on himself, working with the right kind of professionals, doing things to challenge himself on technical level, on psychological, mental pressure level. Like he was using everything that he had around him to prepare him for that big day. Now coming back to what we are doing. Now you understand where I'm going with this. So how many matches have our shooters done per year? Break it down to per month.
They have been to many tournaments.
The statistics are right in front of you. How many nationals also Abhinav went to? How many trials he went to? But at the same time, now things have changed. We have to go to so many trials to put up a decent score to be selected into the team. And everybody is so neck to neck. Everybody just wants to go to the trials to increase that gap to get selected and then go to the next World Cup with full 100% attendance. We need to stop this somewhere. And we have reached a level where all of us are shooting such high scores that even if we stay at home in India and compete with each other, the coaches make us really work hard and use everything around us, maybe build a sports science center for shooting where everything is analyzed. Performance is actually predicted before it even happens. We need to reach that level. That is the day you can say that, we have a good roadmap to Olympics. We don't have a roadmap. No.
True. So just because I think we are running out of time, so I'll just end with a last one or two questions. Just looking ahead at the rest of the Olympics, Tokyo Olympics, right? Not much hope is left from shooting. Just 25-meter pistol, we might have Rahi and Manu. I don't know. It's not Manu's strong suit also. So and we could return empty-handed, just like Rio, right? So looking forward after Tokyo, what's the way forward? Do you concur with the NRI chief's sentiments of overhauling the entire coaching staff?
There needs to be tough questions asked from them. The need of the hour is to ask tough questions from coaches. Like shooters are going through rotation every 2-3 months. Coaches need to be answerable. We are not, shooters are considered as expendables now. We've got such a big gene pool and talent pool that everybody is expendable. Nobody is there, and nobody is there to even ask you what happened or take care of the shooter. Shooters are kicked out in a second, the moment their score drops. But yes, what about the coaches? The coaches are also assigned shooters. So if one shooter is doing well, very good. But what happened to your other shooters? Why didn't this guy make it into the team? What happened to this guy? I would want to ask those questions, and he's right in the president is right in talking about the level of coaching. He's right. But at the same time, we also need to make sure that even if we get good coaches, even if we get the best in the world who have produced multiple Olympic champions or whatever, but we do not give them time to work with the shooters, and we are just rotating the team every 3-4 months, sending them out for every random competition. And to send them out for every random competition, we hold 3 trials. Then no coach can work.
True.
Coaching needs time.
Yeah. So basically, there's a need of introspection and asking difficult questions, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You keep doing the same thing, you'll keep getting the same result.
True. Okay, Heena, I think that was most of it of what I had to discuss. Thank you for being so honest and answering my questions so openly and frankly. And it was lovely talking to you.